Magandang araw mga chong! Welcome to Monkeys Bananas Vlogs where we unbox anything and everything under the sun. And today, magbubukas tayo ng Marvel Legends, X-Men of course. Feeling ko oras na para kumpletuhin natin yung unboxing natin ng X-Men figures. Hindi lang yun, yung mga X-Factor and X-Force. Although hindi pa complete yung line, pero let's just save space sa ating storage para mai-dispose na natin itong mga boxes na hindi na natin kailangan sa ating setup. So, today we're going to unbox 4 of our figures, namely Gambit, Wolverine, Magic, and Nightcrawler. Si Gambit, Wolverine, and Magic are all mint in box. While Nightcrawler is also mint in box, but yung BAF niya has been removed, which is yung Build-A-Figure ni si Calypso? Or, yeah, yon si Wendigo. Right, so these particular figures will be in our X-Men display. We already have an existing Wolverine display coming from the 3-pack or the Love Triangle pack. And this particular one is gonna be more accurate, I think. Not actually accurate, pero syempre nung 90s cartoons naman, depende sa shade or available color. Like yung yellow, so it may vary from light yellow to yellow to dark yellow. This is more darker, more na darker pa ng Wolverine from the 3-pack, and it comes from the Apocalypse wave. Si Magic naman is standalone. Gambit is part of the Calypso wave, however he doesn't have any Build-A-Figures that accompany him. So these particular items are all 6 inches. More or less, yeah, 6 inches. Wolverine is around 5'3", technically in height, but he's still around 6 inches. Magic, same, 6 inches. And Nightcrawler is 6 inches as well. So let's start off with Nightcrawler, and then we'll just go along. So, all know, the movie, this is not the first iteration of Nightcrawler. He has a Toy Biz from the Toy Biz counterpart that came or comes from the Apocalypse wave, or sino pa daw? Pinakauna, si Galactus wave. So he comes with his saber. He's also part of Excalibur, and meron tayong pending order of the 3-pack from Sir Carlo Angeles, which is namely Megan, Captain Britain, and Shadowcat, is also known as Kitty Pryde. So Nightcrawler, this young version, smiling version, and yung medyo fierce. Yes, fierce. You can see the tail is still taped. Over 22 points of articulation for all of these figures. Just gonna do it fast since we're gonna open for ASMR. So yun, welcome back mga chong. Itong unboxings natin start off with Nightcrawler. This is his younger face, and points of articulation, you can revolve his head like so. May up and down motion din siya. And for swivels, you have an upper arm swivel. You can put his hands or his whole arm up and down like so. Rotate it like that as well, pero meron siyang sa costume niya will hinder you to rotate it 360. Double peg joints sa elbows and ball joints sa kamay in his hand, and then you can swivel it up and down using that 1 point of articulation. Same goes with his right hand. He comes with the same open hand for his right hand. or right arm. And he comes with his saber, his angry face, and then his smirk. So torso articulation, you have the swivel option, and then 360 for his hips. You have a ball joint articulation on both of his legs. You have an upper thigh swivel articulation, double joint on the knees, single joint and then ball joint as well dun sa toes. So paint application wise, matte black and matte red. Matte red, if there's just a thing. I think yung tail is made of, you can rotate it 360. It's made of wires, or not that much, but basically it comes back to form whenever you try to pose it. So I think it's not gonna be that bendable. All right. So pretty cool looking figure. Next is Magic. You know, Magic is Colossus's sister. She's also part of the New Mutants. Meron siyang, ang history niya, I think, when I read it, was more on the arcade and then yung Doctor Doom, about blood oaths and magic, basically. Articulation wise, she has torso articulation, hips as well, the bottom. No upper arm swivel dun sa left arm, and single joint on the elbow and ball joint sa kamay. You can move her arm that way, 360 as well, but she has some sort of crown, or is that at the back of her head, that will not prevent you to do it. The sculpting of the hair is also on point. And if you know Split and such as, what's her name? Queen's Gambit. She's played Magic in the series. So for the leg articulation, ball joint on her both of her legs, double joints on the knees, ball joint on the feet, but you have a swivel on her boots. Other than that, you have upper swivel on her upper thighs. All right. So she was saved actually by the group of the second, or the golden members of X-Men, which was Colossus, her brother, Storm, Nightcrawler, Sunfire, Polaris, and Havoc dun sa origin story ni Magic. She's more of the millennial version kasi her older brother is part of the X-Men. But I don't think she appeared in the 90s animated series, but I'm particularly sure in the arcade she was part of it, if I'm not mistaken. We'll just make her stand later kasi ito yung mga panahon na kumakain ng oras natin to make the action figures stand. But Magic comes with Flaming Skull, which has an articulation on the mouth. Parang kay Dormammu. She has Flaming Dragon, which is actually more or less like Lockheed sculpt-wise. She has effects of the blue flames, as well as a right hand that's about to cast some magic, and sword with blue flame, as well as her Excalibur sword, or more or less yung magic sword niya that comes along with the figure. Of all four, she has the most accessories that comes with the item. So let's accessories for Magic. Alright, so next is Wolverine. He only comes with no claws for the set pair of hands, and then Apocalypse's wires or cords, or yeah. But since we already have Apocalypse's hoses, we're going to just place them inside the diorama that we have. And if you can see yung Haslab Sentinel natin speaking on our display case. But more or less, Wolverine, as you know, has butterfly articulation on his shoulders. and he has swivel on the upper arm, double joints dun sa elbow, ball joint din dun sa both hands. And color-wise, darker yellow, as you can see, if we can place it there, near almost Wolverine at the display, he has a darker set of yellow with him. Torso articulation goes up that way. Head can go side to side. And swivel on the hips. And ball joint on the legs. Swivel on the upper thigh. Double joints on the knees. Ball joint on his feet without any toe articulation. So you can display him any way that you want to, and the most fierce pose that he can use or that he can have is basically the one that he's ready to pounce on. More or less, yung X-Men or Marvel versus Capcom na stance. Much like Wolverine, like Spider-Man and Iron Man, Wolverine has the most number of variations as far as creating an action figure is concerned. He has the Toy Biz Series 3, the brown Wolverine from Series 6 or 7, if I'm not mistaken, of Toy Biz, and the 3-pack, and much, much more. Yung Days of Future Past, Old Man Logan, and other figures that created him. So last but not the least is going to be Gambit, Remy LeBeau. He still hasn't had any movie iterations. Yung kung naalala nyo, meron nagkaroon ng rumors of Channing Tatum that's going to play him, but it didn't push through. But I think this better version, yung retro Gambit, but we're still not blessed to get it, but we'll try to look for a good deal. But this particular figure has the throwing card hand, left hand, and then yung kinetic energy na light up with the card, and he has his staff, which is his primary weapon, as you know if you're able to watch and follow the 90s movies. And this coat is much more like Multiple Man. And otherwise, his hair sculpt is the same, metallic pink finish in his robe. Medyo para may mga glue marks dun sa kanyang chest, but I think it's just to keep the coat with him. But articulation-wise, torso and hips, he can't move in that much because of his coat. But as far as the hand's concerned, you can swivel it up and down 360, and you have an upper arm swivel. You have a double joint, single jointed elbow articulation, ball joint in his hand, and it's now articulated. As his hair or head is concerned, you can move it as this far and then up and down that way. Same goes on his right hand articulation on his left hand. As far as his legs concerned, ball joint then, and upper swivel on the thigh, and as well a double joint on the knees, lower swivel on his boots, feet articulation, but no toe articulation for display. Alright, so let's just make him stand, hold his bow. And Gambit has a couple of iterations already from the Hasbro, manufactured by Hasbro. But he also has a Toy Biz Series 4 variant. Alright, so let's just make this girl stand. Alright, so here are the 4 X-Men figures that we opened for today: Wolverine, Magic, Nightcrawler, and Gambit. So stay tuned for more X-Men. I think we're just gonna finish up our Caliban wave on our next episode, but more or less I appreciate watching, and that's it for our review and unboxing of the X-Men figures. So we're gonna put them there on the second case display cabinet from Mac. So thank you again, guys, for watching. Stay safe, God bless, take care, and as always, good shit lang. Peace out.